Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing this morning? Good. Well, thank you so much for being here. We greatly appreciate all of your support in helping make Cleveland Eats the best it possibly can be this year. Just raise of hands, who volunteered last year? Perfect. So you'll know what you're doing. It will be easy. Well, thank you so much. We wouldn't be able to do it, obviously, without you. We had, over 150 volunteers last year, and we're looking to be right around the same this year. So, like I said, we couldn't do it without you. So thank you all for taking the time to come today. We just want to make sure you have all of the information that you need in order to feel comfortable. If you know anyone else who has signed up to volunteer who wasn't able to make it today, we will be sending all of this information out to you, i.e. Lauren, this afternoon. So don't fear if you'll be able to review everything, know exactly where you're going, and we'll be ready for a great Saturday. So I'm going to introduce Lauren real quick. Lauren, you probably have gotten emails from. She is our volunteer coordinator. So she will be one of your main contacts the day of the event on Saturday. She'll be at the volunteer tent. You'll have a friendly face. When we go through the slide, you'll see where that's located, but it is in the same spot as it was last year for anyone who volunteered. And then we'll also be going through where you can park and all of that fun stuff. But we wanted to first start out with a video. It's kind of like a little promo video of Cleveland Eats and what last year was. So enjoy. Beverages, live music, and then I'm going to ask Calvin to do the video that our Culinary Council put together this year. Our Culinary Council is group chefs throughout the city who play a major part in Cleveland Eats and helping us organize which restaurants will be involved. A lot of them will have booths themselves, and they take on some of our students at the Hospitality Management Center so that they have a learning experience with Cleveland Eats. So let's play that just so you get an idea of who they are.
The first ingredient in any great dish is preparation. I'm getting my mise en place set for what I'll serve at Cleveland Eats.
I'm preparing for an exciting career. To do my best, I gotta be ready.
I'm ready to showcase my food and restaurant at Cleveland Eats.
I'm ready to assist Cleveland's top chefs at Cleveland Eats.
But are you ready? Well, get ready for Cleveland Eats.
It's happening Saturday, September 15th, right here on Mall B in downtown Cleveland.
Get ready to sample dishes from 30 of Cleveland's top chef-driven restaurants.
Great food goes better with live music, and I'm ready to jam.
And get ready for live cooking demos to show you how to make the best dishes you'll ever taste.
Speaking of taste, who's ready to taste some amazing craft beers? I'm ready.
Our unique marketplace will feature Cleveland-based vendors who are ready to showcase a variety of great local products.
Prepare to have fun with the whole family.
So get ready for Cleveland Eats, the culinary event of the year.
We'll have everything you need. Great food, craft beverages, excellent music, fun activities, and a beautiful setting. So buy your tickets today.
Cleveland Eats is hosted by Cuyahoga Community College.
And it benefits Tri-Cities Hospitality Management Program and our students.
Don't forget, join us on Mall B in downtown Cleveland, Saturday, September 15th.
We'll save you a plate.
We're ready! Cleveland Eats!
So obviously you saw some of the chefs that are going to be with us. Matt Fish from Melt Bar and Grill, Doug from Fire Food and Drink, Brandon from Edwin's, and lots of other great chefs that have been partners with us in creating Cleveland Eats. So we're really, really excited. Obviously, this is an opportunity for Tri-C Hospitality Management students to get real-world experience working with these chefs on Saturday in their booths. So that's really one of the main reasons why Cleveland Eats is so special to us and why we hope it's so special to you as well. So I'm gonna now turn it over to Lauren to go over all of the volunteer information. And we'll obviously have time at the end for Q&A. So write down any questions you may have and we'll try our best to answer anything that might come up. Okay? Thank you again.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nicole. I just want to echo Nicole's sentiments. We are so thankful to not only have you here this morning, but to have you volunteering on Saturday. Truly, the event, you're all event ambassadors for Cleveland Eats. And we can't thank you enough. We truly could not put on the event without you. And it's looking like it's going to be a really beautiful day, so we'll cross our fingers. And we have a lot of exciting stuff planned. You know, last year with it being the first year, I'm so glad we had the videos this year because it really does showcase what the event is like and the energy. And it's just a really great day filled with a lot of awesome things. So without further ado, let's get to the meat and potatoes of the program. So everyone received a packet of information when they walked in. It includes our agenda for today, event information, which we'll all go over throughout the PowerPoint, volunteer guidelines, which we'll touch on in just a little bit. And then the PowerPoint is at the back of the packet, so you can refer to any slides that you need to after this. And as Nicole mentioned, we will be sending out to everyone all of these materials so that if you can have them electronically on your phone in case you forget something. Also included will be my contact information. I'll be your main point of contact that day. And I will be in that staff volunteer tent that we'll go over. And then my contact information will be listed in the email that I send you as well. So it's located at the bottom of my signature with my phone number and email address. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So event overview. The festival takes place on Mall B. For those of you that haven't been to Mall B, it's the large grassy area in between the Hilton and the Global Center for Health Innovation, and then Public Hall. And so if you're familiar with the Tri-C Hospitality Management Center, it's just a few blocks away. You'll just walk north and then you'll see more tents than you can even imagine. You won't be able to miss it. The event does take place from noon till 10 p.m. Music and all the good stuff will kick off. Gates will open at noon, and then music will end at 10. There are some restaurants that will close at 9, but there are a few that will remain open for the last hour as well. The event is rain or shine. As the video mentioned, features 30 of the city's top chefs. Available for purchases not only the small plates, but craft beer, wine, and then Pepsi non-alcoholic beverages will be available as well. There will be live entertainment all day, not only from the stage, the main stage, but the culinary demo tent. And then there's several roaming entertainers throughout the day, as well as in our kids tent, various activities and entertainment taking place there as well. So admission to the event is $5 and can be done through Eventbrite if folks haven't done that, if friends and family who want to come down haven't done that already. And then it'll be $5 cash at the door as well. So food and beverage and tickets are all cash only. There will be ATMs located throughout the site. So if someone runs out of cash or forgot to bring it with them, it will be easily accessible. And then if there's any information that you want to dive into deeper into Cleveland Eats, you can visit the website here, cleveland-eats.com. So this is just a quick programming. I'm not going to run over every single band, but on the main stage we do have a lot of local bands, and then our headliner is Fastball. And then as you can see, the kids' tent from noon until 7 has a lot happening. And there'll be different crafts and activities that are taking place in there as well, so the kids and families can stop by. And then we have a great lineup in the culinary demo tent with a lot of the chefs that you saw in the video, and so that's always a big hit for people to be able to see them in action and maybe ask a couple questions. Okay, so this is a map of the site at Cleveland Eats. As you can see, so just for reference, this is St. Clair to your left, and then Lakeside is on your right. So Public Hall would be at the very bottom, and then at the top would be the Hilton and the Global Center for Health Innovation, just to orient you. So we have the main stage off of St. Clair. The volunteer check-in tent, which I enclosed in green, is located in the same place it was last year, right off of East Mall Drive, next to Public Hall, as close to St. Clair as we could get it. So you'll stop there first as soon as you check in. That's where I will be, along with a couple awesome volunteer captains that we have for the day. We'll get you checked in, sign your waiver, get you your t-shirt, and then we'll do a quick briefing there before we escort you to your volunteer positions. So arriving for your shift, we just briefly touched on this, but you'll come to that staff volunteer tent. We will ask that you arrive 15 minutes prior to your shift. Forgive me. We ask that you dress for the weather. Right now it's looking like it's going to be a beautiful day, but Cleveland, that could always change, but we're crossing our fingers. And then we'll give you your Cleveland Eats volunteer t-shirt when you check in. And then just so you know, there will be different event photographers taking pictures throughout the event. If you prefer not to be in a photo, just let the photographer know, and that's totally fine. But if you want to, we may feature you, maybe a local celebrity in future Cleveland Eats materials. Awesome. And then so getting here, we'll detail out the nearby parking garages in just a minute. But just so you know, there will be a shuttle that runs on Saturday from here, from the Jerry Sue Thornton Center parking lot from 10:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. A second shuttle will run from 10:30 to 7. So parking here is free. The shuttle will run in a continuous loop. So we say it's, about 20 to 30 minutes. Hopefully it's faster earlier in the day. I can't remember, there is an Indians game, so during dicey times of that, it may take a little bit longer, pending traffic. But it's a great option, and we wanted to make it as easy as possible for everyone to come downtown and park and get to the event for all of our volunteers. So it is a 15-person shuttle, and again, it'll just be making continuous loops, and it will drop you off at the site right in front of the volunteer staff tent. So that's really nice. We also encourage RTA. If you take RTA, easy way to get downtown, and then Mall B is in walking distance with Public Square, Euclid, all the local downtown spots. So parking garages close to Mall B. We have the Huntington Garage, which is also known as the County Garage. It's right across from the Hilton. Cleveland Downtown. Willard is the City Garage. That will be open at 7 a.m. I know none of your shifts are that early, but just so everyone knows, it will be open. That's the garage that we work closest with. So I know event parking that day will be $10. So if you didn't want to take the shuttle and you just wanted to have your car close to, get in and out, you can park there. They do take credit cards there via the machine, just in case. But then other options, One Cleveland Center, the Rockwell Garage. I would say Huntington and Willard are probably closest. So if you don't park here and take the shuttle or RTA, those would probably be the best two options. I won't go, Many of you have received emails. Some of you will be receiving emails with the details of your position, and a lot of you saw the descriptions when you signed up. But we have, it's a big undertaking, this event, and it takes a lot of volunteers in different roles to make the event a success. So just real quickly, I'll go over the different positions. Our greeters will be at the main gates, which will be on the east promenade, one at the north end and one at the south end. So the main role of that is just to have the greeters greeting guests, answering any questions. They'll also have a program, an event program that has a map of all the restaurants, where they're located, the schedules. So you'll be armed and equipped with all that information to answer questions, and also pass those out to attendees so that they have the information at their fingertips as well. Those that signed up for general volunteers, you guys will be helping us. Life happens, and inevitably there's no-shows, and that's why it's so important for our general volunteers. Well, thank you in advance for all of your flexibility, actually everyone, because things and events change at the drop of a dime. So I thank everyone in advance for their flexibility if we have to make a few changes. But our general volunteers, they'll provide breaks, and then they'll fill in for us if we, need a couple more people greeting, or we need a couple more people checking IDs, or in the kids tent. So super important role, and we so appreciate everyone being there. Our VIP tent host, there is a VIP tent for certain sponsors. So our VIP tent hosts will be greeting those guests and just be helping out within that tent. Our ID checkers will be checking IDs, and then they'll provide stamps to those that are 21 and over. Ticket takers and scanners so folks will either have purchased a ticket on site, or they'll have an Eventbrite printout ticket. So if it's an Eventbrite printout ticket, we'll scan those. If it's a on-site ticket, there will be a physical ticket, and we'll collect those just so that we can get an accurate count of attendance at the end of the night. Our culinary demo hosts, so you will be helping, fill in seating in the tent. We have a staff member, our stage manager for the culinary demo host tent is Stephanie, and so she'll be working with the chefs to make sure they have what they need, and cleaning out a blender and whatnot. So she's there as your staff resource. But we'll really look to you with, handing out the recipe cards for each chef, and helping with seating and greeting guests as they arrive. Kids World, as those that are volunteering in the kids tent, as you can see, it's a jam-packed day full of activities, so there will be a lot for you to do there. We do always say that parents should stay with their kids. It's mandatory for parents to stay with their kids when they're in the kids tent. It's not like a babysitting service. It's just something for the kids to stop by at the festival and have fun and do a few crafts and activities. And then will call, we do have, our will call volunteers will be helping with handing out our pre-purchased food and beverage tickets. So there was a package where attendees could, along with their ticket, pre-purchase food and beverage tickets. So we'll have those all organized for you. And folks that have purchased those packages will be directed to you to pick up their pre-purchased food and beverage tickets. This is also included in your packet, but it's a good board for you to see. It's our Cleveland Eats credential board. So everyone on site will be wristbanded, including volunteers. So when you stop at the tent, in addition to signing the waiver, checking in, and getting your t-shirt, you'll also be receiving a wristband. This just helps us, for security purposes, identify who's on site, who's doing what, who can be where, et cetera. So as you can see, different roles have different colored wristbands. All the way to the right, we have the Cleveland Eats VIP Pass. So I believe most of those have been distributed in advance. shirts. So those that are working the VIP tent, you'll just want to check and make sure that they have that credential. And last year we did provide a list to our VIP tent volunteers of who had those credentials. So if for whatever reason they forgot it or it's lost, you can double check that list. I also believe folks from the foundation will be there to help troubleshoot if there's any discrepancies or anything like that. We have an image of our 21 and over stamp and a reentry stamp. We will allow people to re-enter. We'll just make sure that they have that admitted stamp. The pre-event, those that purchase pre-event tickets, this is what the alcoholic drink ticket looks like. And then for examples of a restaurant voucher and a non-alcoholic beverage voucher. Oh, you don't have that one in here? It'll be included in the email that I send out as part of the deck. So yeah, you can look for that in there. So sorry about that. So important reminders, I know we touched on a lot of this. Arrive 15 minutes prior for your shift. You'll receive your shirt at the beginning. This is important. We really ask you to bring as least amount of personal items as possible, just because there is not anywhere for us to store them. So, have what you need, your keys, your ID, cash, credit card, but any bags or anything like that, there really is no room for us to store those. So we ask that you bring, as least amount of personal items as possible. And then again, we touched on food and beverage sales, cash only, but ATMs are located throughout the site. And then we would love for everyone to come either before their shift or stay after their shift to enjoy the event. But we do ask that if you do that, that you just remove your volunteer shirt for that time, because the volunteers will all be in this orange color and or red, right? Teal. Sorry, so many shirts, so many colors. So teal volunteer shirts. So that will just signal to a guest, an attendee, that you are a volunteer, and they may come and approach you with questions. And, you already did your shift, so you're off the clock. And any questions? Nicole's gonna be walking around with a mic, so we'll get to everyone. One thing to note, the event is rain or shine, before we get started with questions. Event is rain or shine, but the weather's looking good, so keeping our fingers crossed. Yes?
So if we come before our shift, should we just go to the event, or?
You can still see me at the volunteer tent. Like if you're coming to, and you wanna, have lunch and grab food from one of the chefs beforehand, that's not a problem. Just see me first in the volunteer tent.
Yeah, no matter if you're coming for your volunteer shift first or the event first, check in at the volunteer tent so you get that wristband. Otherwise, you would have to pay admission to get in, so you'll want to get that credential.
Yep.
I've been inviting people, but outside of the $5, does each vendor have their own small plate fee, or are they about the same, or do you have a picture of how much they'll be?
So all of the restaurants have been asked to create a $5 small plate. So some of them are a little different. For instance, we have a few bakeries, we have an ice cream vendor. So those items actually are less than $5 just because nature of what they are. So nothing will be more than $5. So we're saying $5 or less. But I would say 80%, almost probably actually 90%, it's a $5 small plate. Craft beer is $5 as well. So we really have tried to keep it very economical for, Cleveland and get everyone out to enjoy the festival.
As a greeter, we will never be taking cash, though, correct? Just tickets and...
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Greeters, the ticket taker scanners will be taking tickets, but our greeters are friendly, event,
Just
smiling
greeting.
face. Yeah,
Right.
just greeting people, handing out the event gatefold programs, and if anyone has any questions, helping out that way as well.
Also, the parking from here, the shuttle, is that for the public, too, or just volunteers?
Just volunteers.
Okay, thank you.
That's a great question.
I just want to know about I see on the Facebook page that people have asked about, can they buy tickets on the day of the event? And we need to know where on the map, where they go to buy it.
Yep. So people can definitely buy tickets the day of the event. There's still $5. It'll be cash only. And there's on the north and south entrances.
If you look over here.
Yeah. So they're on this map. I know it's hard to see, and again, we'll send this electronically. But on the East Mall Promenade, they're the bright neon green tents at the north and south ends. Those are our ticketing tents, and that's where guests will go to purchase tickets before they get to the ticket taker scanners at the main gate.
So the reason behind where those ticket locations are is there's a location off of St. Clair, and then there's a location off of Lakeside. So depending on where people are parking or if they're taking public transportation, there'll be a easy, accessible ticket location on both sides of the festival grounds.
And I know, well, Nicole, while you're walking over to take the next question, I did bring this map back up just because I wanted to go over it in just a little bit more detail. So again, the stage is, all the way to your left right here on St. Clair. And then we have our VIP lounge, and then you can see on the west side the picnic pavilion. Along the sides is where the restaurants are. So the tents that frame the sides, those are all the restaurants. And then the inner tents is our marketplace pavilion or marketplace where it features the Cleveland vendors. The large tent on the northwest side of the mall is our culinary pavilion, so that's where all the chef demos will be taking place. And then, as you can see, the Kids World tent is on the more east side. And so the orange is fencing, so that'll be fenced in a little bit. And I know it's hard to see now, but this will be included in the deck, so you'll be able to take a peek at that. And then there are porta-johns on the East Mall Promenade, easily accessible for guests. So yeah, I just wanted to go into that in a little bit more detail.
Are we allowed to drink after our shift ends? Are we allowed to drink the craft beers on site after our shift ends?
Not before your shift.
Yeah.
So not before your shift, but after your shift. But we will ask that you remove your volunteer T-shirt at that time.
Yeah, you'll just want to, just remember that when you're volunteering and when you're not really, you're representing Tri-C. So just put that out there. So we ask you to be obviously responsible, but we want you to be able to enjoy with your friends and family as well after your volunteer shift. So just remove that volunteer T-shirt and then, use your discretion, please.
And when we said dress for the weather, make sure you wear tennis shoes. It's a big site, and there could be a lot of walking, so just want to have your feet be as comfortable as possible.
Okay, I want to know about security, and in case someone needs medical help, what do we do?
Yep, so we'll have Cleveland EMS on site. In case there's any medical, you'll find myself or a staff member. We are all on radio with Cleveland EMS and security, so please just find one of us. We'll be in not teal T-shirts.
So staff will be in red T-shirts.
Yep.
So you'll find someone in red. And then there is a first aid tent. So if there's someone who doesn't need severe medical attention, you can obviously direct them to the first aid tent. And this map will be in the gatefold for all of our guests as well. But obviously, if it's a bigger health concern, you'll want to find one of the staff members and we'll radio the EMS or police or security. To answer the security question, we are working with Cleveland Police. We are working with Tri-C Police. We have an outside
a security
company in addition. So it will be well secure. That was actually one of the things we heard last year from a lot of our guests was how safe they felt and how family friendly it was. And we really do pride ourselves in creating a very safe environment for our guests, but also for all of you.
in terms of the ticket sales, you're no longer selling the package deal where you get 2 plates, 2 drinks. Will that be at the ticket booth?
No. So the online exclusive food and beverage tickets was to get people to buy tickets in advance. That is no longer. We are a week of event. So the only option at this point is a general admission ticket, and then obviously people can purchase food and beverage when they arrive on site. Did you still have a question? Okay.
Okay, what if we find like a kid that is lost, or if we have a parent that's panicking about their children not being with them?
So again, you'll want to find a staff member in a red shirt, and then we'll work with the parent or child to get them reunited.
And just so you know, in the kids' tent, there will be a staff member. So we have someone who's managing the volunteers in the kids' tent. So there should always be someone within, a few feet of you that will have radio access.
Okay. Can you please show again the health pavilion where the aid stays? If somebody has a health issue, where was it?
Oh, yeah. Right here on the East Mall Promenade. So this is one entry gate, this is another entry gate, and so the medical tent will be right here on the East Mall Promenade.
Thank you. And second question, for the tickets for meals, are we volunteers allowed to go and buy things when, and maybe we are provided tickets? No.
Sure. So as volunteers, you will not be supplied tickets to eat from the restaurants. We will be supplying snacks in the volunteer tent for you, but if you want to eat a meal, that would be on your own. And we do ask that you do that prior or after your shift. Unless you're working an extended period of time, then find one of us staff members. And when I say extended, I mean at least 2 or more shifts. So that would be an 8-hour kind of time frame. You're welcome.
I know we have to wear shirts, but can we wear like jeans or something if it's, if we're like just greeting? Are we allowed to wear like shorts or jeans?
Yep. So you can wear like khaki shorts or jeans if you want. I think it's supposed to be like 80. So we ask that you just dress for the weather. If the forecast changes and it's cooler, or you can wear a long sleeve T-shirt underneath, or bring a light jacket. But yeah, we just ask that you dress for the weather. There's no you don't have to be wearing black pants or anything like that.
Once again, you're representing Tri-C.
Yes.
So just remember that. And I do want to say, just because I know we have a few students in the room too, if you're a hospitality management student, depending on your assignment, there may be specific dress code. For instance, if you're with a chef, you'll be in your whites. And if you're, but that's a side note, and you should touch base with whatever instructor you're working with.
If our shift starts at 11, even though that's an hour before the event opens, you still want us there at 10:45?
We give you a buffer just because it might take the shuttle longer,
But you need us there that earlier.
Yeah, so those that arrive between 10:45 and 11, we're gonna do an event briefing with everyone. So we'll go over, specifics at that time. Also, we'll do like a walk of the site too, so everyone feels comfortable. So I know it does seem like you're arriving quite early, but along with getting everyone checked in, we're gonna do, gather everyone, do a group briefing, and then we'll walk everyone to their site. So it does take a little bit longer than folks think to make all that happen. especially because we have like probably like 30 to 40 people within each volunteer shift. You know, we'll start that briefing at 11, but like checking everyone in, getting them their T-shirt, signing the waiver, that will take a little bit of time. So yes, we will ask that you arrive a little early and appreciate your time and patience with that as well.
The other thing we learned last year was that the first shift, it took a little bit longer to train all of you in your different positions. And then, you know, we will likely ask you, say if you're a scanner, that you then, you know, train the person that's coming in at 2:30. That's why there's a half an hour overlap. So the first group is 11 to 3, and then someone comes in at 2:30. So that's also why there's a little bit more cushion in the front, just so that we make sure that you are all comfortable with where you're at and what, you know, the expectation is. Any other questions?
If we're a student, do we get credit for coming to the orientation?
So I know that there's certain classes or certain programs that once you're volunteering, you need volunteer hours for. I'm happy once you're checked in and at the end of your shift, I'm happy to sign anything, you know, showing proof that you were there so you get credit. For the orientation today, I don't think that counts towards your volunteer hours. But certainly if you have a class or a specific program that requires volunteer hours and you need something signed at the end of your shift or even post-event, I'm happy to take care of that for you.
When will we know what position we should be in, or will we get an email about that? And then also, kids. If we have kids and we wanted to bring our kids, like if we are in the volunteer kids tent, are we allowed to bring our kids with us at that time?
So I'll touch on the shift piece first. So I've sent out emails, and there is a handful of people, a new list that just came to me. I will be sending out those confirmation emails later today. But for most of you, the majority of you, you received an email from me that had confirmation of your time and your shift, along with the description of the position and information, obviously, about orientation today. So if you have not yet received that, I do have you can check with me at my computer on your way out, and then I will be sending the emails to the new list that I just received last night later today.
And then as far as the kids question, we would ask that when you're volunteering, you're not bringing your kids. Obviously, we want you to be able to provide a service to our guests. But if you want to have your kids meet you, I don't know how old, it obviously depends, you'd be welcome to do that. One thing to just mention, kids 12 and under do get into Cleveland Eats complimentary for everyone. So that's just something for your knowledge.
I don't know if this was addressed last year, but what happens when there is someone that's supposed to cover you after your shift is over and doesn't show up?
Great question. We do everything in our power, again, to have, you know, right now volunteer registration is pretty much full. And, you know, we padded that a little bit as well too, because inevitably there is someone who no shows, or just check in with me and let me know before you're leaving, and we will make sure that someone gets to your spot. We do our absolute best to do that, and again, appreciate your flexibility on site, that if we do have to make a change from your originally assigned shifts, we really, really, really appreciate it, because there are certain areas that just absolutely need to be covered to make the event happen.
And then just so you know, there will be a staff member at each entrance gate. So there'll be someone who's coordinating the volunteers for all the ticket takers and ID checkers and general volunteers. So those people tend to check in with Lauren on a regular basis to find out who's here, what spots still need to be filled, so that when it comes to a changeover period, we know in advance where we stand. And obviously, there's positions that have to be filled, and that's why we really ask you, if you volunteered, please, please, please try your best to make it, because we are counting on you. But obviously, things happen, and we will try our best to accommodate whatever we need to do.
And it's another reason why we do have that half-hour pad in over shifts, and why we do ask you to arrive even 15 minutes prior to your shift, is it gives us a good number of like, okay, how many people do we have? This is like the absolute areas where we need to fill. And as Nicole said, there will be many, many staff members around, especially at the gates, in the kids' tent. We have a staff member in the culinary pavilion. There'll be staff in the VIP tent. So they'll be helping me to manage all of that. But absolutely, at the end of your shift, if you have to go, that's not a problem. We will get that area covered.
So if we cannot make our shift, do we know in advance? Should we call you?
That would be helpful.
Yes, please call. You can call, text, email. Any of the above would be absolutely great if an emergency comes up and you find out that you're not able to make it. But we hope that you all can.
And you should have been getting emails from Lauren already, so you should have her contact information, but I think she'll be sending probably one more email out before the event, obviously with all of this information, so you'll have that contact.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Lots of great questions. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your time being here for the volunteer orientation, and we appreciate in advance you dedicating your time and energy on Saturday to helping to make the event success. And we really appreciate it. This is a big event for Tri-C, and it's a big event for the city of Cleveland, and we're looking forward to a really great day. I know Nicole might have one other thing.
Yep, so I do have a few prizes. I just wanted to ask some questions and raise your hand, I guess, and Lauren will determine who raises their hand first.
Oh, okay.
Just for some fun giveaways. So how much does it cost to get into Cleveland Eats?
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I couldn't even see. Everyone is so quick at the draw.
I saw Ivory first. Right there. Mm-hmm. Perfect. How much time do we ask you to arrive before your shift? Well, if you answered a question, come find me at the end. What other question? Where can you park complimentary? Orange shirt. Blue? JSTC right here. There'll actually be a shuttle sign so you know where the bus will actually pick you up. And then just remember, if you decide to park downtown, that will be on your own. What do we ask you to do if you want to stay afterwards to enjoy? Take your volunteer shirt off. Please have something underneath it. Anything else you could think of, Lauren?
I think that's everything. If you have any super specific questions, or if you haven't received the email from me yet, please see me before you leave. I'll have my computer and I can confirm that for you as well.
Thank you everyone very much, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Woo! Round of applause for you all. Thank you so much.